I give the floor to the representative of Sri Lanka.
Mr. President, may I congratulate Slovenia on assuming the mantle of the presidency of the Security Council for the month of September. I must also congratulate USG Lacroix and his team for their commitment to peacekeeping. Permit me to offer some reflections as briefly as I could of what we believe should be taken into account to shape the future of UN peacekeeping, to which Sri Lanka contributes in a very meaningful manner. We believe that in addressing the evolving nature of conflicts, we must shift from interstate to intrastate conflicts. Why do I say that? Modern conflicts, we will appreciate, are more frequently interstate, involving non-state actors, militias, or extremist groups, often fueled by ethnic, religious, or economic tensions. We are today facing hybrid threats and asymmetrical warfare. Peacekeeping missions, in our considered view, needs to grapple with hybrid threats, including cyber warfare, terrorism, organized crime, which complicates the traditional peacekeeping model. Mr. President, we also need to strengthen local ownership and capacity building. We do this by empowering local institutions. A successful peacekeeping mission requires building local capacities in governance, local law enforcement, and judicial systems. We also believe that community engagement is crucial for long-term stability. Peacekeepers must work closely with community leaders, civil society, and local populations to foster trust, respect, and inclusive solutions. A necessary must, Mr. President, is the integration of new technologies by the use of surveillance and data analysis. Advances in technologies such as drones, satellite imagery, artificial intelligence can greatly enhance peacekeeping missions by improving surveillance, data collection, and situational awareness in conflict zones. Digital threats and cybersecurity is a must again. Peacekeepers need to be prepared for digital threats, including disinformation campaigns and cyber attacks, which can undermine peace efforts. Incorporating cybersecurity, therefore, strategies and countering misinformation must be prioritized. Let me say a word about fostering political solutions. Diplomatic and political support. Peacekeeping missions are only as successful, Mr. President, as the political processes behind them. The UN must ensure that peacekeepers are deployed with strong, realistic mandates that support political solutions, including mediation, dialogue, and reconciliation. Sustained engagement with regional organizations involving regional and sub-regional organizations in the peacekeeping process can bring local expertise, political leverage, and resources. Partnerships with bodies like the African Union or ASEAN should be strengthened. We must also endeavor to ensure mandate clarity and set realistic goals. Clear and achievable mandates should be our objective. One of the biggest challenges facing UN peacekeeping, perhaps, is the complexity of the mandates, which are sometimes vague and overly ambitious. So future missions, therefore, need mandates that are clear, focused, and aligned. The protection of civilians must be given its highest priority. The protection of civilians remains a core mandate, but it should be tailored to the specific risks and dynamics of the conflict. It is also important that we ensure sustainable peace and long-term developments by linking peacekeeping to development goals. Why do I say that? Because the relationship between peacekeeping and long-term development needs to be strengthened. Sustainable peace requires not only the cessation of violence, but also efforts to address poverty, inequality, and access to resources. When it comes to post-conflict peace building, Mr. President, peacekeeping missions should focus on not only ending immediate violence, but also facilitating post-conflict recovery, including infrastructure rebuilding, economic development, and social construction. Gender sensitivity and women's participation has been spoken of in ample measure. Environmental sustainability. UN peacekeeping must lead by example in reducing its environmental footprint, especially in fragile ecosystems. Addressing environmental conflicts is also important. Let me say a word on enhanced accountability on human rights. A policy of zero tolerance for misconduct must be adopted. Human rights monitoring. Peacekeepers should play a stronger role in monitoring human rights violations and ensuring justice is served. I cannot but emphasize the aspect of financial sustainability and resource efficiency. Given budget constraints, peacekeeping missions need to be more resource efficient. This includes a better allocation of personnel and equipment, avoiding duplication of efforts, and ensuring that financial resources are used effectively. Mr. President, in conclusion, UN peacekeeping faces a rapidly evolving global landscape with new and complex challenges. The future of peacekeeping requires clear mandates, political backing, local ownership, and the integration of new technologies, of gender-sensitive approaches. By focusing on sustainability, accountability, and adaptability, UN peacekeeping can remain an essential tool for maintaining global peace and security in the coming years. I thank you, Mr. President.
I thank the representative of Sri Lanka for their statement.